days together on this. Hey, we're live.
Yeah. Well, thanks for joining me today, Charlie. I wanted to get to know a little bit about you and referrals while you sleep. Um, and as we kind of kick it off, just tell me a little bit about referrals while you sleep. What do you do, and how did you get into it?
Yeah, so I mean, referrals while you sleep is the goal of it. I'm a reluctant marketing nerd. Like if I could have uh, my perfect world scenario is I wake up in the morning, I study for like 3 hours, and then I talk with entrepreneurs for like 3 hours, and then I do jujitsu with my family. Like that's my that like marketing doesn't really come into that, but like I'm a reluctant marketer. Like I realize nothing happens without a sale. You got to make money, and but like I don't want to try to convince people to that like I can help them in person. Like I've gone to sales training. Like I ran a marketing company. I can generate leads all day, but I don't want to be on my calendar all day with leads. Just that sit there like this and are like, why should I use you? Um, I love hopping on a call and saying, hey, look, I want to find out about your business, and if I can help, of course we'll work together. And if I can't, like I'm going to do whatever I can to help you, even if it's like sending you to a competitor or a friend or whatever. Like I just love solving problems. One of my favorite books is Don't Set Goals If You'd Rather Solve Problems.
Hmm.
And one of my coaches one time told me about that book, and it really unlocked a lot for me because like I'm not a big goal setter, but I want to solve problems. Actually, I tell my friends, don't take advantage of me, because if you tell me a problem, like my brain just has to start solving it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and so I had this consulting practice, and I was like, how in the world, like, can I get to a place where I don't talk to someone until three things happen? They know who I am, what I do, and they're 99% sure they want to hire me no matter the price. Like, so when they hop on the call, they like they already know, I'm pretty sure like I want your help. And that way, like we're just mutually, I call it the mutual permission to reject. When we hop on a call, like, hey, I'm going to tell you how I work. And if you don't think I'm a good fit, let me know. I'm going to find out what your problems are. And if I can't help, I'll let you know. Like this is a mutually, because I mean, my favorite thing is to talk to really cool people for a really long time. Like I expect we're going to be in each other's life for a long time. And I had someone that worked in the same office with me, and I told her those were my three goals. And she said, good luck with that, right? Like she was an old battle axe, been in the business years. Actually, I saw her this weekend at a jujitsu tournament, and she's still grinding. And, but I was like, that's what I want to do. Like, how can I not talk to someone until they know who I am, what I do, and they're 99% sure they want to hire me no matter the price? Um, and, I had a bunch of like personal stuff happen, like where I could only work like 2 hours a day max. And so I had to kind of figure this out. And like no one would do this for me. So around 20, like I started thinking about it in 2013, and I built versions of it, but like it takes a lot of work. So I'd run it and it would be successful, and I'd be busy. And so I'd stop running the process, and then I'd get less busy, and I'd run the process and get busy. So for like 7 years, I had this cycle. And around 2020, um, I remember I was talking to a good friend and say, all right, like I'm going to build this over a weekend, right? This will be easy. And that's when I was like, all right, let me like make this something that can do for me what it does for others. Because like I tell everybody, I've got the best life in the world, um, and I want other people to have this awesome life.
Very cool. Yeah, a couple of things that you said resonated for me. I too am a reluctant marketer. I have read many books and know all the things that I need to do around, posting to social media and, building these content pipelines and all sorts of things. But it just, as a software developer, I just kind of want to build and I want to solve problems. And I think that's a little bit in your background too. And so, I too see myself as a reluctant marketer. And that whole, somebody shares a problem, your brain can't stop working on it. There's kind of a saying, have you ever heard of this? Nerd sniping someone? Like you
No,
take a
no, I've
hard
never heard that
person and
term.
you say, yeah, you give somebody a hard problem, they just can't, sleep until they start working on it and pick it apart. So if you can figure out some of those people in your life and seed them with some ideas, and they come back a couple of weeks later saying, "Hey, I figured it out," and it's like, oh well, yeah. So that's nerd sniping. Um, so cool. Well, tell me a story of maybe a recent or, in the past year or two, a client that you've worked with and you've really gotten some results for who you jumped on a call, they were 99% sure. And, after working together for some time, you were able to change their business and help them get closer to their goals.
Yeah. So I've got two for you. I love stories. But the first is like me, right? Like I'm a recovered workaholic. Like I was working 68 hours, 60 to 80 hours a week. Then I got to the place where like I could literally only work 2 hours a day. I didn't make a lot of money that year, but I survived. Like I still made six figures. Um, and like looking back on it, like to go from where, like I skipped my fifth anniversary, um, and we're still married. We celebrated 22 years. She's pretty stubborn, and but like I skipped our fifth wedding anniversary because I was working. Like that's just what I did. I was just a workaholic and terrible shape, like physical shape, burned out, exhausted. Whatever vice I could find to just like accept life. I had no idea what I was doing, but I was going to do it 120%. Because like I am a winner. Like I'm not going to not win at stuff that I do. It just used to be like I thought I had to burn my life down to be successful, and like I just kept doing that until I got to a place where like now, of course, now I'm all in on referrals while you sleep. But I had a good 6 year run where I was running my other consulting practice, and I was working 10 hours a week, making a good $250,000 a year, traveling to Puerto Rico or Costa Rica every other year, something for a month with the family. We do jujitsu, and I only worked with people that knew who I was, what I did. They were 99% sure they wanted to hire me before we hopped on a call. And there's just something relieving about knowing like I'm going to get a couple incoming calls this week. And if I want to take them, I will. And if I don't, I won't. And like one of the things that just, you're always told, hey, you've got to respond to a lead in 2 seconds or the world's going to blow up. Right. And I had a past client. He was a real battle axe, high D, just, leader. Like I loved him. And he was just like, 110% go. And he called like an old number of mine. And I didn't get back in touch with him for like 20 days because like I didn't get the number. And so I called him and I was like, oh man, like I was really bummed because I like working with this guy. And I called him. I was like, man, I'm so sorry I missed you. I got a different number, blah, blah, blah. I was like, all right, well, that's the end of it. Well, it ended up like that was one of my biggest deals ever in my career that we ended up getting together like a few weeks later. So my hours went down. Now I'm in the best shape that I've been probably since I was 20, 22. Able to I'm in great shape for being 44, pretty awesome. Me and my wife have an amazing relationship. My kids love me. I'm working with people that I love working with. So, and like, there's just relief. I say like, if you don't have incoming business, it's kind of like not having oxygen. It's the only thing you think about. It's like being under, being on the ocean and you're just trying to keep your nose above water. Like, I just have to survive. And so when I know, like, like, I don't have an incoming business problem, and I'm not spending 20 hours a week doing, like chasing leads, eating no's for breakfast. It just makes quality of life better, which has let me, build referrals while you sleep to this really cool system because I have time to solve the dang problem. So, that's one. But for like another client that I'm thinking of, actually had a client, she hopped on a call and I thought I was going to do, like I've still got a sales process. Like I've read the books, I know how to do it. And so I'm like, all right, well, where are you now? Where do you want to go? She was like, hey, how do I give you money? She's like, I'm ready to sign up. And she was a consultant, got paid well. And that was maybe 5 months ago. And she messaged me last week. She's like, I got this gig now that, like, I can't, like, it's full time. I'm still doing the other stuff, but like, I've got this gig that I can't turn down. Like, this is amazing. And she had told me how she'd been talking to this person, and they'd been like, yeah, man, we're seeing you everywhere. And so it just gave her, one of my favorite books is Positioning by Al Rees and someone Trout. And it reminds me of dating. Like, in the dating game, like you chase and then you're chased, like there's and if you're always the chaser, they get to determine the rules of engagement. But, if they're chasing you, you kind of get to, you can kind of set your own hoops to jump through. And positioning is like, I've got a place in someone's mind where, like, I'm an apple among oranges, like no one, like they can't compare me anymore. So if they want me, they're going to do it on my terms. Like that makes sense. And one of my favorite teachers and coaches is Dan Sullivan from Strategic Coach. I went through the Strategic Coach program for like 3 years, and that's kind of what he says, like, be an apple among oranges, so people can't compare you, so you're not a commodity. But anyway, Cassie, she hopped on. She said, I want to give you money. And like, now she's got this amazing gig that she didn't chase for. It really kind of came to her because she had positioning. And I've got a couple others, but that's kind of like a pretty quick, fast, recent. She just messaged me last week.
Yeah, that's cool. Some of what you said there reminds me a little bit of the work of Blair Enns too. I don't know if you ever run into him. ENNS. Win Without Pitching was his kind of first book, but he's subsequently written either, I think it was like a 4-part book, but in his sales kind of philosophy, he intentionally actually, I think in like his third step is actually push the client away, like put up some barriers in place to see if they will pursue you. Push back on something that, maybe you don't really care about, but just to kind of see how they'll react. And especially in client and consulting work, if they're going to be stubborn, using that word, and they only want it their way before the sale happens, that's how they're going to probably be as a client too, right? And so are they really going to be changed and listen to you when you're asking them to make changes in their business or organization or what have you? So sort of fascinating work. And just really quick, obviously there's probably lots of things that you can do, but you have a little bit of this system. Can you just give like a little taste for people? Like what does maybe a little bit of an engagement look like with you, or what are some tangible things that come out of their work with you?
Yeah. And of course, the first conversation, it's really all about them. Like, I just want to see, like, what's your problem that you've got, and how can I help you solve it? Whether it's with me or someone else, like I can't help but to help cool people solve problems. And then, we've got a mutual friend, Sel, right now that working with. She's, my best clients, are usually reluctant marketers. They're really good at what they do and just want to do it, just want to serve their socks off. And so what will there's two groups of people that I really help. One is people that have already created content. And what I do is I've got a process that really goes deep, analyzing, like I've studied persuasion and NLP and positioning, and go just super deep on their unique voice. Like it's on like their fingerprint. Like you have to be an apple among oranges. Like you have to be unique or you're going to be commoditized. So I take the content you've already done and really hone in on your uniqueness. This is the stuff that, consultants would charge 30, 50, 100 grand for. But I'm a nerd, so I built a program that uses AI first to do this for me and my friends, and now you. And so find your unique fingerprint. And then the second part is we do the same thing for your audience. Like, what is it that keeps them up at 3 a.m.? Like, what are their fears, their dreams, their desires, their wants? What do they say? People with the drill, they don't want a drill, they want a hole, right? They want a hole. Yeah. And that's so easy for us. It's so easy for me to forget that when I'm talking about my stuff because I'm so close to it, right? So, so the system really gets at a very deep level, and so that's the first part where we get kind of your fingerprint, your audience fingerprint, and my Brave browser just opened, and so 20,000 tabs are opening. And then if they've got content, what I do is I take their content and I find the lead moments and the authority moments, because there's two things. Like one, of course, you want leads. You want high quality leads. I call them they're high on a scale of 1 to 10. Where are they on these three things? Surprise, where they are. On a scale of 1 to 10, how does this person know you? On a scale of 1 to 10, do they know what you do? And on a scale of 1 to 10, how likely are they to buy from you, no matter the price? And so the shitty internet lead is a 3 out of 10, versus someone like Cassie, who she was a, 29 out of 10, out of 30, 29 out of 30. So what you want is you want lead moments that create high quality leads. And then two, you want to have a brand that is remembered when they're ready. The fortunes and the follow-up. I tell everybody what I really do is I solve digital amnesia, the problem that the people that know you forget about you right when they need you. And so we take the content and we find those specific things. And we take your fingerprint, your audience fingerprint, and we post those online, and we also advertise it. We got this cool program where we can geo-target everyone in your phone, everyone in your CRM if you've got one. If you've got a list from Apollo, we geo-target everyone that is in your world. And so what ends up happening, if you've already got content, literally you just start getting leads, and you can breathe deeply knowing that everyone that comes into your world is now going to see you until they buy or die, right? And part of it is we don't care about virality. We're not trying to go viral. What we want is we create content that draws people to you. It's like a Pavlovian response. When they see you, they're happy because you're helping them. And you're helping them because we've got your unique voice and their unique desires. And we make sure that the content speaks to, here's how I can help you go a little bit closer to where you want to be. Because the more that you can help people get closer to where they want to be, the more they love you and the more they want to pay you. That's one of the laws of reciprocity. 95% of humans, that's a rough estimate, are reciprocal. If you give them something, they want to give you back, And I love the book by Robert Cialdini, Influence, The Godfather of Persuasion, like all of the content. We want to have as many of the 8 principles of influence as possible, reciprocity being one. Um, and yeah, so fingerprint yours, your audience, content that actually gets leads and solves digital amnesia. And then the other group of people is people that don't have content already. And we've got this really cool system called Content Jams, where we bring our clients together and we actually make creating content, all the content that you really need, easy in 90 minutes a week, just having a conversation like this. So, one of my beliefs is people don't need more teaching, they just need more doing, and let's do it together. So it's kind of like the Orange Theory gem of content creation.
Mm.
Like, let's do it together. You don't have to plan, you don't have to prep, you don't have to script. All you got to do is show up. And even if you're a reluctant marketer, you can talk about what you do all day.
Yeah. Well, this is very fascinating. I think I want to continue the conversation, but I think we're at time. So, if people have any questions or are interested in learning more about you and your system and what kind of results you can get for them, where should they find you?
Yeah, the best place to go to referralswhileyouSleep.com. I love assessments, quizzes. I've actually got a quiz on the site that actually helps you walk through like where is your biggest opportunity and your easiest bottleneck to solve. So that's a fun thing. Go to referralswhileyouSleep.com. Take that quiz assessment. It's like takes all my knowledge and gives you direction. My friends hate that I say this, but you can always slide into my DMs. I'm on Referrals While You Sleep on all the socials, and I love talking to entrepreneurs. I want to do cool things with cool people and cool locations for the rest of my life. So those are the two best ways.
Cool. Well, thank you so much, Charlie.
Hey, thanks, Ricky. All right, see you guys.